there's that bioinnovations class that I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that at all, but it's a class where I actually helped Dr. Jenkins teach it for a while. So it's Cell 444 and Cell 445, and it's designed for students in the STEM fields that have a strong science background but don't know the business background. And all that class does is basically for a full year, they bring in experts in STEM who are on the business side to come in and teach about, hey, what does it look like to get, legal, like how do you do legal stuff in the STEM field? We even bring in tech transfer.
Yeah.
He comes in and teaches, hey, what does it look like to get IP put together? They bring in marketing people, and they've got some really, really awesome people that have started just massive companies in the STEM field that come in and just teach students how to do that.
Yeah.
The second half of the course is all about how do you start a company. Because I'd say the hardest thing for students who want to get into it is most founders in the STEM field have been in it for 20, 30 years. I mean, they are PhDs or professors that have researched for so long.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do that as a student. And so it focuses on a lot on how you can partner with, professors and people with experience. So that class was great. Other entrepreneurship stuff at BYU that was awesome is early on I participated in the Seed Launchpad program. SIOY was awesome, and so was the Big Idea Pitch. So more than anything, I would just apply for those opportunities. Whether you win or not is irrelevant, because all my BYU connections came from just participating in those. Like the funding we got through SIOY and even just the funding to do research. I got involved with the Cura grant early on. So like I did everything you probably could do even on the other side. And I won some stuff, other stuff I didn't even get close to. But every single thing I did, some relationship came out of it that was super valuable. And if it's STEM students, I would say if you're not involved in research right now, absolutely get involved. And make sure when you are getting involved, don't just get involved with any type of research. I'd spend time meeting with professors, and more importantly, find a professor that has the same type of growth trajectory as you do. Some professors love the idea of students taking their own ideas and growing them, and other professors are more traditional and just want you to focus on, their projects and publishing a paper and nothing else. So that's my opinion, is find a research lab that is excited to let you try your own projects.
Mentorship is critical. Dave, I'll just share, I read recently that a startup with a qualified mentor, so an expert, somebody that knows their space, helping them down that road, has a 70% increased chance of success at 5 years versus the startup that didn't have a mentor. A great way to do this is through entrepreneur interviews. This is an assignment I give in my class, and I say, look, no busy work here. I'm not going to waste your time. This is the most real assignment you will do this semester and when the semester ends. And so they have to go out and interview an entrepreneur for about 30 minutes and then write a one-page paper with 4 takeaways, 4 things they learned from talking to that networking person, that entrepreneur. Well, you never stop doing this. You go into a business and you detect that the person talking to you is the owner of the business. You simply conduct an interview by saying, do you by chance own this business? Yeah, I figured you did. Tell me about it. I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm really excited about it. I'm studying it right now. Do you like owning your own business? Yeah, cool. What can you share with me? What are some of the benefits? Yeah. What about the drawbacks? What do you not like about being an entrepreneur? What tips could you give me as I go down this road? And the interesting thing, Dave, is nearly 100% of those interviews, and that one was on the fly. The assignment, it's a little more organized, but these on the fly, these people will say, hey, Dave, When you're ready to get that business started, you're welcome to give me a call or stop in. I'd love to help you out, help you answer questions or whatever. I think it's great that you're looking at this path.
Yep.
Well, we just added somebody to our network. And so that entrepreneur interview, being an extrovert, talking to people, that's how we build that network, and it's important. iHub is short for the Innovation Hub Foundation. Again, a nonprofit incubator. We have currently 106 mentors. Our goal by the end of this year is to be at 1,000. I want a mentor in every category of expertise. These are people who will give their time and talents, and we'll have a database of them, and we'll help hook you up with a person who can move you forward. If you have a validated idea, I can't be helping every entrepreneur. I got to see a little more than that before we put you out with a mentor, because that could jeopardize the status of that mentor if they have a bad experience. I'm balancing both sides. But this incubator is a place where young startups, young entrepreneurs in Utah County, whether BYU, UVU, or non-student, can come and develop their business with mentors backing them, legal, accounting, continuing education, pitch assistance, pitch events. All these things are there to help you move your business forward. And you can get more information on that by visiting ihubutah.org. And it's just a place where there's a lot of resources for any young entrepreneur. And so, Dave, that's a great place where somebody who comes into the TTO gets excited about an idea. They need to go validate that idea. They need to be sure that it's a real opportunity. Once it's validated, come to iHub. Let us help you progress that opportunity forward.
When you're in school, you have that ability to reach out to folks and say, hey, I'm a student. I'm looking to learn. Can we connect? Can we connect to go out to lunch, meet up for a drink? One thing that's been funny being here in Utah is struggling with the whole, let's grab a coffee, because that's not a thing here.
Yeah.
But it really is so common in the Bay Area and elsewhere. And so the joke is, hey, let's grab a diet soda or something else. I don't know. and
Utah.
Yes, exactly. And so it's trying to figure out a good corollary for that is great, where it's hey, let's meet up, and even just for a half-hour chat. Something that's pretty low commitment wise, but gives you the ability to get to know folks, understand what they're doing, how they got there, I think is huge. And then secondly, really developing those skills, it's seeing what you can do to help those folks out. I've worked with a handful of students, tons of students actually through 2 Feet. We have a club on campus in the engineering school, so we have a lot of students coming through that, and it's been neat to work with those and see those certain students who are really good at working hard and being committed. And honestly, when I've met those students, I've helped them get jobs at med device companies, or I've had them work with me, and I've loved it. So it's been neat connecting with those students. And so I think that's a big thing as a student too, is trying to connect with these business founders and seeing what you can do to help them out. Maybe starting out as an intern or something like that. But when you're doing that, making sure you do your best to show, hey, I can deliver, I can provide value to you and your company.
Networking requires putting yourself out there. Yeah. I hear sometimes from people that, there's not much collaboration, there's not much going on. And I'll say, well, what events have you attended? Who have you interacted with? And they'll admit that they really haven't done any of that. And so part of it, and I understand this, because especially when you're an early stage company, you kind of got your head down just focusing on making ends meet and achieving your scientific and regulatory goals and all of that. But it's important to lift your head up just enough to look around and see what's going on in the industry, take advantage of industry gatherings, to come and meet people. It's amazing what happens when you actually show up. The people that you meet and the things that you learn. If you just stay insulated within your own company and just stay in your own office and you don't interact outside of that, then you are limited in your opportunities. And probably the early stage startup companies are the most in need of the networking, because they don't know what they don't know. And and attending events and talking to people who've been there and done that can save them a lot of grief, a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes, and you might make connections of people that will either mentor you, invest in you, or give you advice that could be very critical to your ultimate success. So, yeah, I think sometimes people feel intimidated by networking events, especially in early stage companies. Somebody kind of feels like, hey, I haven't really paid my dues yet. If I go there, I'm kind of a nobody. Everybody is somebody in this industry. And so, and I find that people in this industry are very willing to share. They're very willing to collaborate. And so you should never feel that you don't fit in. You should always come, do your best. Different personalities will handle it in different ways. Yes. But really, you got to be present to win. I've got one company right now. The guy called me and said, hey, I met this guy at the ENI summit that we just held, and tell me about him. And he realized that this guy is really interested in investing in this company. And most of the investors that came found companies they were interested in talking to. This guy could actually, this one investor that he found could literally fund his whole company to the point of commercialization. So it's really, again, you have to show up to win, have to be present to win. No. If the investors are going to be there, you got to be there to talk to them. But yes, we've seen last year we did a survey, and 70% of the people responding to the survey said that they either found an investor to talk that was interested in their concept, or investors said they found a company they were interested in talking to. Only 30% said they did not find a match.